The sands are constantly moving in the delicate tapestry of Salem's drama, which is a place where love and betrayal are intertwined and secrets are hiding around every corner. On the much-loved soap serial Days of Our Lives, the month of March 2024 brought about a seismic change when a beloved couple decided to part ways, leaving a vacuum in the hearts of viewers all around the world. Amidst the familiar backdrop of the Horton Town Square, where laughter once echoed and tears were poured, stood the pair whose love had survived innumerable storms, Abigail Devereux DiMera and Chad DiMera. Despite the fact that their trip had been riddled with difficulties, such as amnesia and doppelgangers, their connection remained completely unbreakable. Through their combined efforts, they had successfully navigated the perilous seas of Salem's intrigue, emerging more powerful with each setback. On the other hand, as the sun began to set in Salem, creating long shadows across the city's cobblestone streets, Abigail and Chad made the painful decision to start a new chapter in their lives. The reasons were as complicated as the persons themselves. They included a need for stability, a want for new experiences, and a desire to find happiness outside of the constraints of Salem's turbulent embrace. The departure of these individuals caused shockwaves to go throughout the close-knit community, leaving those who were closest to them reeling in amazement. Mrs. Jennifer Horton, Abigail's mother, had a difficult time coming to grips with the gap that her daughter's disappearance had created in her life. The memories of Abigail's youth reverberated throughout the many rooms of the Horton house, serving as a powerful reminder of what was in the past. For Chad, leaving Salem meant not just leaving behind his family, but also his heritage. He was leaving behind both of these things. By virtue of the fact that he was a member of the infamous DiMera dynasty, his departure signified the conclusion of an era and created a hole in the power dynamics of Salem's elite. On the other hand, Chad was unable to resist the draw of a life that was not burdened by the burden of the history that his family had achieved. During the time when the people of Salem were struggling to come to terms with the consequences of Abigail and Chad's departure, the absence of these two individuals spread across the fabric of everyday life. Scenes that were previously filled with their love and laughter now felt empty, serving as a sharp reminder of the loss that followed them after they passed away. Nevertheless, there was optimism in the middle of the pain, hope for fresh beginnings, new alliances, and new love. Change is the one thing that is guaranteed in Salem, just as it is in life. And as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks grew into months, the people who lived in Salem would eventually come to the realization that love is still able to endure, even in the face of adverse circumstances. In the days that followed, the people who lived in Salem banded together, deriving strength from the fact that they had a common history between them and the links that bound them together. Jennifer was able to find comfort in the embrace of her family and rely on them for support while she navigated the rough rivers of bereavement. And for Chad, the possibility of a fresh start beckoned, providing a glimmer of optimism in the midst of the gloom. During this time, the absence of Abigail and Chad of the DiMera family cast a lengthy shadow on the family dynasty that was taking place within the corridors of the home. Stefano DiMera, the patriarch of the family, remained silent as he brooded, his thoughts being occupied by the legacy he had built and the future that was still to come. The departure of his son, in his eyes, signified the end of an age and the beginning of a new generation, handing the torch to the next generation. As the weeks progressed into months, the people who lived in Salem started to recover, their wounds gradually healing as they moved forward into a future that was unclear. Additionally, despite the fact that Abigail and Chad were no longer a part of their day-to-day lives, their legacy continued to live on in the hearts of those who they had left behind. When all was said and done, the departure of Abigail and Chad served as a reminder that, in the ever-changing environment of Salem, love is the one constant that remains. In addition, as the sands of time continue to move, the people who live in Salem will find comfort in the memories of those they have loved and lost, knowing that their legacy will continue to live on for centuries to come.